All right, everybody. It's Wednesday night and it's just us. And I love when it's just us. Okay, well, we have Spanish interpretation. And I'm going to turn that light down a little bit here too. So, yummy, yummy, yummy. Hold on. Uh,
Hey,
there you go, yummy. You do that. I'm going to turn this
hola,
light
muy buenas noches, bienvenidas. A Janice y a mí también nos encanta cuando somos solo nosotras. Así es que esta noche vamos a aprender muchísimo. Si quieres escuchar la clase en español, busca alrededor de de tu computadora un cuadradito que dice Spanish y ahí te voy a estar esperando. Gracias.
Gracias. That's about what I understood out of
Ok,
that whole
ok.
thing. There we go. All right. Gracias. All right, everybody. Thank you for being on here tonight. I'm super excited to always be with you. I love the privateness of just us. So we don't have any guests on tonight. And if you snuck a guest on, yeah, well, whatever. Okay, but I'm behind by 39 messages. Let me catch up on the chat section here. All right, so good to have you all on here tonight. We're going to give away five amazing Kate Spade items tonight. I think one of them might be Kate Spade Michael Kors, but I think we have a Michael Kors little backpack tonight we're giving away too. So, hey, it's all good. So thank you for being on here. Happy October. I love all this night because it's a time where we can learn. And I think that's what we're going to do tonight. So I hope you have pen and paper and you're ready to learn and put your name in that chat section. We want you to win, that's for sure. And we are going to get started. So let me pull up my notes and pull it back to the top up here. It's great to have Yemi. Yemi texts me always sometimes in the morning when she's confused, like, what are we doing tonight? And I'm like, oh, snap, I forgot to tell you. It's just you and I, and we're doing this. And she's like, do you have notes? I'm like, yeah, I'll send them to you today. So she likes to kind of know what's going on, which I can't blame her because to keep up with me, because I talk so slowly for Yemi. Yeah, look at her up there in that square. She's like, okay, prep like a pro. Who's ready to have your best skincare class ever? Everybody? All right. All right, so let's just talk about this. We're going to roll this out. I hope you're taking some notes. Of course, we are recording this, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be paying attention to what's going on. But preparation is the most important part, okay? And most important part of your skincare class. And arriving to someone's house or an event or looking like the bag lady is not impressive to people who are watching you. So let's talk about even before we get into the house, okay? So coaching. Let's talk about coaching. All right, you ready for coaching? Coaching. And these are all really important things. And I hope that you understand it's just not about meeting somebody and booking them. There's a whole thing that goes with this. And how many of you would rather do one party a week that's slamming with five people, that's slamming with $800 in sales, than to have five scatterbrained ones, some cancel and you sell a little bit? I mean, are you all with me? I'd rather have you have an amazing party, okay? So coaching, once you have a party or beauty event, or ladies night out confirmed, whatever you want to call it, your guests are so important. You might want to talk to your director about certain texts that she might put out or send out, but you could say something like, let's say you book the party, and see, this is where you have always got to book the party. Let's say you say to your hostess Susan, you could say something like, Susan, so that I'm properly prepared, I'm going to create a text for you, if you don't mind sending it out to all the five girls who are attending, just so I know their skin type. Now, you can, if you know the people, a lot of times they'll let you call them. But then there's this always like, well, you don't know my friends and they don't know you. And there's all this privacy security stuff today. So as long as you create something to send out, that'd be really important. Remember, like I've said in most of my training, that emojis and smiles and things like that and hearts are always good. Don't do just a blanket text ever without any flair or flash, okay? And you eyes get this, the D's and the C's are like, really? We have to do that? Yes, you do. So you would send something out. It would say to the five girls who are attending, so I just need to know their skin kind. You would create a text that would say something like this. I know. I'm going to try and go slow because you guys were like, wait, I can't write that fast. Would say something like this. Hi, my name is Janice. Of course, you have to say your name. Hi, my name is Janice. I'm conducting the beauty event, whatever you want to call it, at Susan's house next Wednesday. I'm so looking forward to meeting you. Before I arrive, I just need a couple of answers. You guys, do you have that all? Do I need to go back? Yeah, I know. Create a text that would say, "Hi, my name is Janice. I'm conducting the beauty event at Susan's house next Wednesday." Sometimes I call them beauty events today. It really just depends. You call them girls' night out, ladies' nights out. It really just depends on how you sold the situation with them. But I'm looking forward to meeting you. Before I arrive, I just need a couple of answers. And here's what I put in the text. Number one, what is your skin type? Normal to dry, combination of oily, or very sensitive. Number two, if you could change one thing about your skin, what would that be? And number three, what is your favorite color? And thank you to my wonderful director, Sue Damheisel, who got me to do that. Favorite color is so crazy. And they believe it. Like, why do you do that? Because I'm going to get the headband. I go get these headbands. We buy them on Amazon or wherever you want to get them. They're all different colors. We bring the headband to their skincare class to put on their tray and mirror that matches their favorite color. Okay. So that's it. Okay. So it's super easy to do. Now, the reason I do this is one, because I want them to feel like it's an important event. I don't want to feel like this, like, hey, what are you doing? There's nothing going on. Just drop by. No, this makes it a little bit more official. Number two, you're going to need to know what products to bring or skincare sets. If she says her skin is super sensitive and Susan texts me back, she says, Mary's skin says she says super sensitive. Could you ask Mary a question? Mary, what is your skin sensitive about? What are you currently using? And what is the sensitivity? I want to walk in knowing. And what if Susan says, I have three girls who said the thing that they would like to change the most is they have too many lines and wrinkles. Now I know to bring different products. Okay. So not only does it confirm, it gives you an idea of what's happening and what you're walking into. See, I think coaching, and Mary Kay used to say all the time, coaching your hostess is sometimes the most important thing. And having that knowledge ahead of time, I'm walking into five people, three are normal to dry, two are combination of oily, three say they have lines and wrinkles, one says she has a lot of brown and age spots. So I know what to bring and my mind is working for them. Now, if you're new, you probably should go over these with your director because she can probably help you with that. Okay. But this is something, by doing something like this, it can create an opportunity for people to understand that this is actually an appointment and not just something off the cuff. It's important that you do these few things to make sure that when you arrive, it is a great event. Okay. If somebody says my skin is patchy or dry or rosacea or acne or whatever the situation is, I am taking products to overcome that. I like to know what's happening, okay? Or I'd love to change these lines and wrinkles or whatever it will be, okay? So at least you'll have some item or to talk about something to do that, okay? So it's important that maybe if you don't understand the things to talk to your sales director and she can say, oh, I got this text message back from my hostess and here's all the things. So, our directors on here are very well equipped with what to do, how to do those kinds of things, and those are really important, okay? So, this will bring some extra product or get some education quickly on some items. Okay. So talk again to your sales director on some of these things that could bring you that you would bring that extra knowing. Also to their names ahead of time. This helps you to put together their name, a little name thingy. I have a DIQ in Holland right now in the Netherlands. And she's never seen those cute little things that we have where you write the name on. And I sent her dozens of them. And she goes, oh my God, they were so impressed with that. It's so funny. Just the little things, okay? But putting their nameplates, okay? Always tell the hostess that you are going to arrive 30 minutes early to set up. You guys, please make sure that you go early to set everything up. When people walk in, they want to go like, whoa, what is this? Not like I'm scrambling, I'm flying all over the place. Okay. You guys really want to make sure that you are there ahead of time. Also, too, if it's an unfamiliar area and you're not sure where you're going, that's always because you get lost. There might be traffic, all those things. I sometimes would encourage myself and consultants to leave 45 minutes just before the appointment, just to get there on time. Okay. All these are key components to a successful event. Okay. So let's talk about what you're going to take when you go. Oh man, I forgot something. Uh, Hang tight. Talk amongst yourself. I need to grab something. I love these days when it's just us. Whew, that was quick. Okay. Um, Obviously your starter bag you're going to take and or your roll-up bag with all of your products in it. Now, in a perfect world, you could take skincare sets for each person attending. Now, let me tell you what I have done. I have taken skincare sets, if I have five people there, just like this. And on these little things here, I might tuck a little tissue inside here. And I would take these and tie them up to like this. And I would have their name on it. And so behind everybody's tray and mirror, I would have a skincare set. You know, you would be surprised, and I would love for somebody to prove me wrong. If you, for anybody who has a skincare class this week, if you have five people there, you take five sets and put their name on it, okay? Because, and you put it right behind the tray, their own tray and mirror. It's amazing when people see their name on it, they think it's theirs. So when you get to the party in your introduction and you're introducing yourself, at some point you would say something like, today I brought for you all your own skincare set. So in case you decide to take it home, it's right there behind your tray with your name on it. Now, nobody doesn't like to have like, oh, it has my name on it and it might be ripped off and have somebody else's name on it next week, so I better buy it. So I will tell you, there is something about ownership. It's a little crazy, but it's just a thought that you might want to do. So what this means is you need to invest in your inventory. I'm telling you, if anybody has four people at your skincare class and you put them there with their name on it, I will tell you, you'll sell three out of the four. Okay. Either way, you still need a full set. Now, I've gotten to the point where I have a full set with nothing inside the boxes. I've taken all the product out, so this is easy. This is my demo box. So this could be your demo box also. You could have a demo box, okay? So I do have a demo box, and it's light because there's no product in here, okay? So create a demo box or the repair or both. Sometimes I take both, okay? But their names are on it. That's just a little extra touch that is important so that, you know, in the conversation, you know, you can say that this is yours. Okay, so inventory and yes, 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 yes. You need inventory. Oh my gosh, you guys. Instant gratification. Okay, so some extra things that I can tell you that make a really good party. And I'm going to show you some props tonight. We're going to go through an entire list of everything you should take. Obviously, the trays and mirrors. Okay, what about a loaded bag? How many of you know what a loaded bag is? I did this about a year ago on this. Okay, this, I'm going to move this out of my way because my teleprompter's in my face. This is a loaded bag. Do you know what a loaded bag is? This, by the way, is the smartest thing you can do as a Mary Kay beauty consultant, because how many of you are running behind or something like that? Everything you need for each person is in this bag. So let's open this bag. In your loaded bag is her hairband. Okay. Is two of the cotton things, are the sponge tip applicators and the mascara wands. Okay. It has a profile card. It has a sales receipt. It has, and I know, don't kill me on this, directors. We still have color cards. And until we're out of them, I'm still using them. Y'all do what you want. And by the way, if we do run out of them, it's because of me. I just recently bought another 6,000 of them, and we still have some. I have 5 boxes of hoarding color cards at my house. Okay, that's another topic for another day. I have, and we're going to talk about this too. I have 4 brushes per person. I have a charcoal mask brush. I have a foundation brush. I have a blusher brush. And I have a powder brush. I have 62 brushes now in my collection. Now you're like, I just started, I don't have any brushes. Every time you place an order, buy brushes, buy brushes, buy brushes. Okay, so those are in there too. Of course, there's a pen to fill everything out. There's the tray, the bag, the mirror, the whole 9 yards. And of course, on your tray, you're going to have an insert. Now, this is not the cute insert that you can get. Creative Memories. No, not Creative Memories. What is it called? Court of Achievers. Oh my gosh, that's in the company. Court of Achievers. Court of Achievers has the cutest inserts. And they go in here, and you guys need those, or whoever you want to use. I don't know if we have them you can print out anymore, but talk to your director about where she can get those. I have these for all of my people. Super important. And this is a loaded bag. The loaded bag is so that when you go there, everything is there. You plop it down, you go to the next one. You plop it down, you go to the next one. You plop it down, you go to the next one. You don't have 16 different Ziploc baggies with 16 different items in it. And let me tell you, this is a huge time saver for you guys, okay? So a loaded bag is super important, okay? If you have never done a loaded bag, it's really easy to do. It will make your life super easy, okay? So I just wanted to share the loaded bag. Now, we're going to talk a little topic now about washcloths. Um, can I really tell you how I feel about the disposable washcloths? No, you don't want me to. All right. Sometimes we go into people's homes and we don't know where the bathroom is. It could be under the floor, it could be down the hall. The water takes forever, it never gets hot, it's time wasted. So I want you to know if I have 6 people there, I take 12 washcloths. If I have 10 people there, I take 20. You can go to Home Goods and get these. Now, I roll these up like a burrito. I just did this for you. This is a burrito. That's what I had to go run and get was the washcloth, okay? And if you're in the Netherlands, it's called a washhandje. And the reason I like the washhandje is because it's a mitt and it goes in. But that's another topic for another day in another country. These I take, little burritos. And if I have 4 people there, I have 8. So I take 4, get them wet, barely damp, stick them in the microwave. My recipe is a minute on each side. Just kidding. Put them in for a couple minutes, or a minute and a half, depending on your microwave. Then pull them out, wrap those 4 or 5 or 6 in foil, and put them in an insulated kids' lunch pail, whatever those things are called. You know I'm talking about, the insulated lunch things, okay? Then get the other set and put them in there. They stay steaming hot for 4 solid hours. So when I get to the cleanser, I'm giving them a nice warm wash. They're like, oh, that feels so good. And then after the charcoal mask, they're putting the washcloth on like, oh, that feels so good. Everywhere I go, I do this. And you're rewashing them and you're reusing them and you're rewashing them and you're reusing them. I get a lot of beige. I'll tell you a fun story. My very first party, um, I did burgundy. And when you're 22, nobody tells you, or you just don't figure out when you're 22. And sorry if you're 22 on here and you're smarter than me. But when I was 22 years old, I had my first Mary Kay party in 1982. And do not put you were not born on here on the chat section. And they were these beautiful burgundy washcloths, but I didn't pre-wash them. Do you have any idea what happened to the dye when they got wet? Yeah. So when they put them on, the burgundy dye came off in their face. So I'm just going to tell you right now, if you are going to do that color, you need to pre-wash them. I just do get beige or brown, or you could do black or something like that. Anything that you could do. Yes, you could put them in a crock pot, but again, you've got to be there and it has to be there. The reason I do it this way, you guys, is I never have to worry about whether the water's hot or cold or where it is or what's going on or anything. So if you've ever watched my virtual events, I do a washcloth, nice steaming washcloth for the cleanser. Then I do the microderm on the back of the hand. I take the disposable washcloths and I cut them in half and I use them to wipe off the microdermabrasion, the refined step. And I cut them in half and use them just for that. That's what I use as disposable washcloths for, okay? And then I use this for the charcoal mask. Let me tell you about reclining back with a nice, hot, steaming washcloth on your face to take your charcoal mask off. People are like, oh. And you guys, I have to tell you that setup and procedure through your skincare class will make your sales 100% better, okay? So washcloths disposable. Don't get burgundy. I'm just going to tell you that. So, that and in my entire career, it's been very rare unless I was doing a huge beauty event at a huge location that I used the disposable washcloths. I am not a fan of them. I think they take forever to undo. That makes me crazy. How many of you are there like going, you look like a crazy person, okay? Sorry. So yes, okay. So I'm just going to say, just do that, okay? So I think I told you about that. So, okay, here we go. So your setup is also also professional too. So it's really important that your setup is important, okay? So let's talk about some props that you could also take that would really make a difference. How many of you use the roll-up bag clothes? Okay, so I was brought up differently. We didn't have a roll-up bag. I mean, like you all think that Mary Kay had a roll-up bag forever. No, when we first started, there was no such thing as a roll-up bag. So I never learned the roll-up bag clothes. Now, it doesn't matter to me what clothes that you do. like whether it's a placemat or a roll up or whatever you do, it does not matter to me what you do. Okay. What matters is that you're comfortable and let your director help you navigate this. That your most important thing is that you master whatever clothes is best for you. And then when you feel the most comfortable with, one you're doing and you're going to get people to purchase, mastering the beginning and ending of your party. So mastering that clothes is super important. I always feel that consultants are really good at the middle part, but we always like, how do you start and how do you close? I always say if you can, as a consultant, master the bookends of your skincare class, you will make a lot of money. Okay. So the end of your party and what I call the bookends is super important. So let's talk about the beginning of the party. Okay. And I will tell you some things that I would definitely take to your skincare class. Okay. And I'm going to give you a little list on that. But in the beginning of your party. Okay. So it's important that you introduce yourself. Okay. So that's really important. Now let's talk about what you're wearing. Mary Kay used to tell us, I mean, literally Mary Kay, because I had like, I think 18 years with Mary Kay before she passed away. And she used to always say, don't wear anything flowery or bright, just wear something solid because people don't need to pay attention to you. They need to look at what you're saying or hear what you're saying. So just know a Mary Kay beauty coat, a Mary Kay t-shirt, black is always good. Something that has, just plain things like that. Now, I know some of you personalities like, yeah, but I love that flowery thing. That's not about you right now. It's about the skincare class. So what you're wearing is super important. A beauty coat, Mary Kay black t-shirt, something solid. Mary Kay always told us to focus on not the flowery and flashy because it's not about us. It's about them and paying attention to what we're saying. Okay. Remember women today, and women have changed a lot since I came into Mary Kay almost 43 years ago, 43 and a half years ago. I remember when women today are far more educated than ever before. So sharing facts about our company and our products before you even begin is super important. Okay. Also making a big deal out of the hostess. Okay. Um, so yeah. Again, if you guys have a beauty coat on, a skirt or dress, do not tell me you're wearing pants. Okay, I'm just going to tell you that. I am Mary Kay. My blood, when you prick my skin, it pops out pink. Okay, so wear a skirt, suit, or dress. I have a black dress that's sleeveless that I pretty much wear to everything, and then I have either an apron or a Mary Kay beauty coat. It's like your uniform. So you guys can go just get a black sleeveless dress. And then use your beauty coat or your apron or whatever you need for that. That's all good. Okay. So the first thing you do is thank the hostess. And so Susan. So Susan is my hostess. Thank you, Susan, for bringing your amazing friends here tonight. My name is Janice, and I'm going to have so much fun, and we're going to have so much fun tonight. And because Susan is amazing and invite all of you, I have a special gift for you. Now, you may be giving her a discount or anything, something already, but it could be a foundation brush. It could be a charcoal mask brush. It could be something small. But Susan, I have a gift for you. And don't you all love Susan? Susan loves the attention. It's in front of her friends. That's super important. Thank the hostess with something, okay? Mary Kay used to always say, touch them on their shoulder or their arm or things like that. Mary Kay was always into touch them here or do that. I don't know. I wish I could pull out all those isms from Mary Kay. But I have a special gift for you. I'm excited you're all here tonight. How many, and then start engaging. One of the first questions is, how many of you have ever tried Mary Kay before? Raise your hand. And almost everybody raises their hand. Great. Yemi, tell me, how long has it been? 16 years. Oh my goodness, Yemi. Well, I totally value your opinion tonight. Get them involved and active. How long ago? Go around and ask any questions you might have. Think about, I had a Mary Kay makeover 20 years ago. I had one 10 years ago. Well, what did you love most about it? I don't really remember it. When I was literally at a bridal fair last month in Europe, and Daniela, my DIQ, and I did it in Holland, there was a gal who came up. She was, I was in the Air Force, and when I was in America, it was the first thing my mom did was ask a Mary Kay girl over and to have a makeover. She says, that was my very first Mary Kay party ever was in America. I think she said it was in Alabama or something like that. It was crazy. And so we are doing a virtual one next week while she's in Europe and I'm here. And it's just kind of crazy because she said it's so full circle for her. So anyway, off the tangent there. Ask me any questions. Well, let me tell you some updates on Mary Kay. And these aren't updates, they're just facts. Let me tell you some updates on Mary Kay. First off, I love the fact that we recycle, and the environment is very important. We recycle every bottle and jar. And I might hold up a skincare, a cleanser, a something, but it's really important that we take care of the environment. I'm so grateful that Mary Kay recycles 100%. And so we're very involved in recycling the bottles and the jars. We don't test on animals. We are allergy and dermatology tested. We have 1,600 global patents on our products, and we don't put fragrance in all of our products. So we are such a great product today. So you guys need to reel the facts out. It's super important. And there's like the five key ones. We don't test on animals. We recycle 100%. All those different things. We are allergy and dermatology tested. We don't put fragrance in our products. All of those things are super important today. People are smart. And some states and some countries, some of the things are really important. So why does, and I always have one there. And this is, remember my prop that has nothing in it? Okay. Why does Mary Kay come as a set? And why do most skincare brands want to sell you a set? It's not because we want to make money. It's because we want you to use it. Your cosmetic companies that sell us sets are very smart because they want you to have the results. And we cannot do 100% satisfaction guarantee unless you use all our products. And let me give you an example. If you use Mary Kay's cleanser that is fragrance free, along with a moisturizer from another company that has fragrance in it, along with another company that has something else in it, along with another company that has something else within it, sometimes the chemistry of all of that does not mix. And when you call me up and say, Janice, it didn't really do much for my skin, how do we know it's not the other people? And that's why Mary Kay's come as a set like most good cosmetic companies do. They sell you a set because they want you to have 100% satisfaction guarantee. Do you know if you say this at the beginning slowly and grab their attention on this, at the end they don't say, I'll just take a cleanser, because you explained that already. And you're going to, after you do the skincare, before you go to the glamour, you're going to explain it again. And that's why Mary Kay's come as a set. And you can see it works 100% for you. So these are some little things that are super important to you, okay? All right. So it's important that you invest in skincare sets, no matter whose company it is. Use the entire set. This is an important statement because at the end, they won't, like I said, I'll take a cleanser, I'll take a moisturizer. Okay. It comes as a set. And I'm going to tell you something, and you can do all what you want to do. But in my 43 years, I have never broken a skincare set, ever. If she says, well, Janice, I just need the cleanser and the moisturizer, I'm like, it comes as a set. If it's money, I'll work out something for you, but I want you to have 100% guarantee. No, then I'll get it. And if she doesn't want it, honestly, I've lost. No, she's lost because she doesn't get the full satisfaction. I am not so desperate for money. I want a good customer. Plus, what happens is if you do that at a skincare class and she ends up recruiting, she's going to do that to all of her customers and teach her new people that it's okay to do that. And pretty soon you go all the way down the food chain and everybody's messing this whole thing up. So if you don't lower the bar, people, thank you for the hearts on that one. If you don't lower the bar, people, it will not go lower. Okay. I'm just saying. Okay. All right. I'm not going to go through the body of the skincare class because you've all seen me do it a million times over. And it's so funny. Even I did a skincare class today in Europe, and it was the same thing I do for all of you guys once a month. It's the cleanser, it's all those different things, okay? So let's talk about the setup. Now, there's a couple things you've seen me do on a virtual event. And this is show this. I have this laminated, okay? Now you can Google it and you can Google charcoal mask before and after. You can also go onto my website, which is thegratitudearea.pink. Somebody can type that in the chat section. I have this laminated. And when I get to this part, I hold this up because they still do not understand how this looks. I wonder if I have this because I did a skincare class today. I don't have that one up. Okay, so I have this one. I also have this one laminated. Okay, before and after. And let me see if I can show this with you today. Hold on tight. I have this laminated. Sorry, that's like seriously in your face. Oh my goodness. Like, can we get her to like go down? It's on 240%. Like, whoa. There we go. Okay, and I have the new one below here, but I do take this with me when I talk about the difference in your skin. I do think visual aids are important. So I have this, I have charcoal mask, I have the one that shows CC creams. I have these laminated, okay? And so I take these as props at my skincare class because I want them to be able to see, oops, sorry, how to put this on, okay? So I do this, okay? So this is, you can put them on clear plastic sheets. I just have them laminated so if they get destroyed, they really won't get destroyed. But those are some props that you guys can have there, okay? Sorry, let me pull my notes back up here. All right, so I'm going to give you this. Here is your tray and mirror. Everybody's got a tray and mirror, right? Everybody's got a tray and mirror. And in here is going to go your mascara wand, your sponge tip applicators. We'll talk about brushes in a minute. You're going to put all the product. Now, before anybody gets there, you should know who the people are coming. You should be able to plop all this down, except for charcoal mask because it dries ahead of time. You should be able to put all of this in here ahead of time. So when people walk in, you're not doing anything but just having them fill out the profile. So remember, the profile card is what they're filling out. Now, this is a placemat. It's pink on one side, and the other side, if you've seen me do this, closing, okay, I have them on this side. I have the tray and mirror here like this, okay? And when the party's over, they flip it over and that's their closing sheet. If you do a roll up close, and again, you guys, I don't care what you do, just master a close. I'm old school. And my people in Europe, is this in US? Yeah, this is in US dollars. I'm old school. So it doesn't matter to me what you do. The most important thing that matters is you guys get this down yourself, okay? And you have this. So this is my closing sheet. And you all can do whatever you want. You just need to find a close. So when people arrive, there is this. It's the tray, it's the mirror. Remember, I have their colored band that their favorite color is hanging from here. On the right-hand side, I have two folded pieces of paper. Oops, how did that happen? I have two folded pieces of paper. You want to know what those are? It is this, and it is a marketing sheet that I use, How We Make Money in Mary Kay. And that's also on my Facebook, and that's also on my website. I have these two, and they're folded. And on top of this is the receipt. And on top of the receipt is a profile card. So here you have all of these nicely piled to the right-hand side with a pen that was in your, where'd the pen go? The pen that was in your loaded bag there for the person, okay? So you get your tray and your mirror, and you get your props. And on the left-hand side are your brushes. Now I could show you this. Let me bend down and get it. There's probably over a million brushes in here. There's so many brushes in here, okay? A couple need to be cleaned, but I take that wherever I go. So brushes are super important. Now, one of the things that you could do if you wanted, and some of you have done this, is you could invest in brush sets and then clean them after every skincare powder you do. So you would have an official brush set that zips up the side. The only thing that's not in there is this one. I don't think they're all in there actually. So you do whatever you want, but you could do the brushes too, okay? I just do the sponge tips because I really want them to have these nice brushes, okay? And again, brushes are important. You guys, I'm telling you, if they putting on charcoal mask with a brush versus their fingernails getting stuck in their fingernails, you're wasting product. You can sell the brush if you show the brush, if you talk about the brush, if they have the brush. So on the left-hand side of the tray and mirror are all the brushes, and tucked in the back, I know directors, don't kill me for this, is the color card. And it's the same color card. And I'll tell you which color card it is. Now it's going to sell out, I know. I use the brown one for everybody. I just do. It's for green eyes. I don't care what eyes are for. It's just brown colors, okay? And I do this one for everybody. My people in Europe have thousands of these because I keep shipping them there. They have no color cards. They don't have any samples. So I just use these. And like I said, I just ordered another 5,000. I have like 9 boxes or 8 boxes. I have no idea. So if we sell out of color cards, and until we sell out of them, I'm using them. Okay. When we sell out of them, you could create a couple compacts. That'll be another class for another day when we run out of them or talk to your director. We did at some point, you guys might remember the compact minis we had. And so what we used to do is create 4 compact minis with these eyeshadows in them because it was just 3 eyeshadows and a blusher. The compact minis were great back then. And that's a whole nother topic for another day. But the compact minis were great because we could each have them have their own compact mini and then we could clean them off afterwards. Okay. But anyway, I'm still using those. Okay, whatever. So I do have the brushes, and brushes are important. That is my setup. When people walk in, they see the colored headband, their favorite color, hanging on the side. Okay. They see a skincare set behind that has their name on it. They see the brushes to the left. They see all the setup. Everything is done. Okay. So I just want to share with you a lot of the things that we're talking about right now are super important for your success. Okay. Um, Mascara wands, sponge tip applicators, cotton rounds. I used to put the cotton rounds in everybody, then I'd go around and collect them all. So I just keep them piled near me, and then I put the oil for eye makeup remover on them and then hand them all out. I thought, why am I putting this by everybody's train mirror? Do whatever you want, whatever makes you happy. Good. Headbands, whatever on that. Okay. Now on your table, I have what they call the private sink. And you can go to the dollar store and I get these plastic clear bowls, pink bowls, whatever you want to do. And I have one for everybody. So there's 5 people there. I have 5 plastic mini bowls about this big. Okay. They're plastic and they all have water in them. I said, oh, you guys, tonight you have your own private sink. That is your own private sink. It is the smallest sink you've ever seen, but it is your private sink. That's where you're going to get your hands wet, throw some water on your face before we do the cleanser. That is your private sink. Everybody has a private sink. And in the middle of the table, I probably have 2 bigger bowls, which I call the dump bucket. Okay. Or you could use a bucket. I use the pre bowls. I have one on one end, one on the other. When they're done with the washcloth, throw it in there. When they're done with this, I mean, everything goes in there. So it's not all creeping up. How many of you ever used paper placemats or things like that? Now they're wet and they're tearing and blah, 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 and all that stuff. All that stuff. Okay. So I usually have a sink for everybody, a private sink. It's called the dollar store private sink. And I have 2 dump buckets. Okay. So I do have those also. So, okay. I always say take recruiting information for you. I use the pink bags from Mary Kay to keep their information in them, or I use the pink bags. Now, they're the handle bags on section 2. You can take the small ones or the large ones, either one with you. So I let them take home all their information, anything they have, and put it in that little bag, okay? And we've already talked about brushes and brush sets. Remember, we all need to invest in our business. So, how many of you have gone to a restaurant and you can tell they have not invested in their restaurant at all? Everything looks cheap, things are not together. It's an investment. And every time you place an order, I always tell my consultants, add brushes, add brushes, add brushes, add brushes, add brushes, until you have enough brushes, and it makes a huge difference. Showing people a picture or telling them, we have this really cool brush, and I don't have any yet, but it's really cool. You guys, that is not how you sell things, okay? So just do that. Invest in yourself, okay? Also, certain things you need to do to write off your taxes are the following things. Pull out of your inventory. Oops, this one's really used. Foundation primer. Foundation primer needs to be used at every skincare class. Take it out of your inventory, write it off on your taxes. Foundation primer, okay? You can do that. All right. So that's it. Now, I know you all have CC creams. I grew up in a different era because believe it or not, when I grew up in Mary Kay, we never had CC creams. So I'm like, wait, what's a CC cream when we changed? So I will show you let me see if I can show it right now. Oh, this thing is full. These are foundations. I just have ivory and beige and a couple bronze. I have narrowed it down to 4 popular beiges and 4 popular ivories. And when we get to the foundation part, I always say the following. I had it here earlier. Pretend I have it. What the heck happened to my CC cream? See, that's what happens from today. We have two things in Mary Kay. We have CC cream and we have foundation. And some of you are going like, foundation? No, it's so super thick, super. So I actually take up foundation out in my hand and I go like this. Like I said, here's foundation. This is how light it is. You can't even see it. It's super sheer. It's a little bit better coverage. And I said, would you mind if I pick somebody out here? And I usually in a class of about 5 or 6, you can kind of pick out the person who really would like attention, who probably is like bright red, who probably could use some foundation. And I said, would you mind if we split your face and do half CC cream and half foundation? Now I have told you, I can tell you this, and I don't even know if Adrian's on here tonight because there's 428 people on. So Adrian, you can type in the chat section if you're on. It was a month ago. I went to a remote area, and this was a guest, Adrian. She's now a consultant. And I said, Adrian, do you mind if I do half your face in foundation? She says, I never can find anything, blah, blah, blah. I don't know about this or that, yada, yada, yada. So I said, okay, great. So I took a foundation, and I can tell you the popular ones that I use. And I did half her face. I did primer, foundation, and powder. Okay, that's the other thing you always want to make sure that you have plenty of these at your skincare class. And why do you need these brushes? Because how else are they going to put them on? And don't tell me you're doing with cotton balls. Because how many of you put this on with cotton balls every day? You don't. Brushes, 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 brushes. Okay. So anyway, we did her face, and then I turned the mirror over, and she turned it back over. She goes, "Oh my God, I cannot believe that I look like this. This is amazing." And of course, she wanted to buy everything, but now she's a consultant. She already has a team member. This all happened in the last 30 days. So I will tell you, there are some times where you need foundations. I know, see, here's the thing is, I know CC cream is easy and fast and you get the job done. But is that really what we always want? So sometimes I'll pick out somebody and I'll do that. And the other reason I'll do that is because when I was doing Adrian's skin, I took the foundation brush because I had the foundation brushes and I put the foundation, I tested a little bit on the forehead and I found the color and it matched. So I took some of the foundation, put it here and put it on and my brush wouldn't move. My brush got stuck. Do you know why my brush is stuck? Does anybody want to guess why my brush got stuck and why I could not move my brush? Why is it my brush got stuck? Does anybody want to tell me? Come on. Somebody put in the chat section, why is my brush stuck? Nope. Yep, no moisturizer. I'm like, Adrian, seriously, how much moisturizer you put on at night? Obviously not enough. I'm like, I cannot move the brush. So I take a little moisturizer and I mix it with the foundation and it just glides. And I said, here's my thing for you, Adrian. Just to let you know, I'm just going to tell you because I love you, but you need to use more moisturization at night. She goes, okay, got it. People like the education, you guys. If it takes an extra 15 minutes at your skincare class, who the heck cares? Let people see half and half. I just do one person and they love it. But again, I have the brushes. Now, a very popular beige shade is beige C110. It used to be Ivory 7 back in the old day, but beige C110, I have 110, I have 130, I have 140, I have 160, and I have 200. Okay. Ivories, I just have one other ivory. I don't have a lot of ivories. And beige C110 is the most popular shade out there. I sell a lot of that, 140, 150, 200. All of those right there are super popular colors, okay? And just have a few of them, you guys. Invest in that. Find out what the color is good for you, okay? So I do that also too, but you're going to need primer. You could write those things off also too. Have some of the more popular colors. Of course, brushes are definitely, but I guarantee if you have a party where you're spending time in the beginning with the hostess, then they see exactly what happens with the brushes and the proper setup. Your closing is going to be so much better. Okay. So those are, and then adding team members, you can kind of get the gist after you're in the skincare class of about 4 or 5 minutes, who needs attention, who's having the most fun, who you're playing with, all those things, if you're intuitive into what's going on. Remember, if you guys walk into a skincare class saying to me, I have to make my mortgage payment after this, people are going to sense your body language, okay? If you go in there and say, you know what, I'm going to have the time of my life. We're going to have so much fun tonight. What are the popular ivory colors? The highest ivories, ivory 180, whatever it is just before C110. By the way, um, I buy mostly luminous and not matte. And let me tell you why, even if they have oily skin, because I'm doing primer, then I'm doing foundation, and I'm doing powder. Sometimes matte foundation with powder over it, it's like matte and matte. It gets a little dry for people, and I love the moisturization. I think the moisturization is really good for luminous. So yeah, thank you, Greta. You really need the moisturization. So luminous, I really stick to almost all my props are 100% luminous, almost 100% luminous. Okay. Medium to deep. Yeah, that's the most popular CC cream. And you guys, just because it's easy, familiarize yourself with it too. When you're new, I'm grateful for the CC creams. When you're new, you're like, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I do know that they're light and dark colors and something in the medium. I can pick from that. Okay. So it's good. But again, brushes, foundation brushes, putting on the powder with brushes. Again, these are all really important, you guys. So just gonna say, okay. But the setup is what you need to have. And when you close, you can close with the placemat or you can go over whatever you want. I'm gonna do a quick close for you on how I do this and how we do it in Europe. Do whatever you want. And again, you guys have brilliant directors on here, and not one close is better than the other. You just have to figure out what's best for you. Okay. I wasn't born with a roll up, so I'm not really good with the roll up. I like a placemat. It goes with me, it's tagged with me and everything. So what I do when I'm done with my skincare class, I said, okay, before we finish tonight, let me go around and ask, what was your favorite part? And I let them each say, Mary, what was your favorite part? The skincare. What part about the skincare did you love the best? And let her talk. What was your favorite part? Oh my God, the microderm on the back of my hand. I need that. Okay. And that is not just something you have besides skincare. That's on top of skincare. I know, Janice. Okay. And then what do you need? I need moisturization because you told me I did. Okay, perfect. But I love the foundation. So you go over say, okay, we're going to play a game tonight. It's called If Money Was No Object. How many of you ever thought, if I ever won the lottery, what would I do with all that money? How many of you ever thought, if you ever won the lottery, what would you do with that? So we're going to play If Money Was No Object. Now, this is a table close. This is not an individual close, okay? And where's my receipt? Everybody take out this right here. This is your little cheat sheet. Put your name at the top, and you're going to play a game with me. It's called If Money Was No Object, okay? This is sometimes I do this, and you can't let your neighbor see. So if you need to cover it up with your hand, because we don't want her to peek over and look at this, okay? So if money was no object, you take this out. Now I'm going to flip this over, and there's numbers on here. And I want you to write down all the numbers if you could take anything home for free. All the numbers of the items that you would want if you could take home for free. Are you ready? And go. So this is set number one. This is set two. So if you like 2 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9, write all the numbers down of everything. Don't let the person next to you see, because there is a contest with this. Okay. All right. Who's got all the numbers down? And you give them time. People like to play games, you guys. So that's what I do. And I wait and I wait and I wait. And I said, okay, now I want you to go back to the number and see the price. And I want you to add up the price of all the numbers. Don't let your neighbor see. Keep your hand covered. Don't let them see this. Okay. All right. So, all right. So they're writing down 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever. And I say, okay, everybody, let's see who has spent the most tonight. If you've spent over 200, if you have over $200 on your sheet, would you raise your hand? 3, 4, some drop. 5, 6, 700. Oh my gosh. Marianne, you have 700? You get the prize tonight for spending the most money. Mary spent $700 tonight. Oh my goodness. Well, good for you, Mary. Okay. Where do I get this closing sheet? I will post it. Okay. You guys have seen this. It's on all my virtual stuff. Okay. And I will send it to you. So Mary, you spent $700 because you have no object. Okay. Money is no object. So anyway, let me just go over the closing sheet tonight. And let me tell you, I have some specials and they're just for tonight that I'm able to do because you all are here. Now, if some of you are like, Janice, I want everything, but my husband will kill me if I put all on a credit card. We have what they call maybe a plan here, a plan there. We have all kinds of things that I will work out for you. The most important thing is, let me just tell you this. If you want this, I want you to have it. And I said, okay, I want to ask you a question here at the table. Who are Starbucks lovers? Who loves Starbucks? And you guys, again, it's the same thing I do virtually. Okay, what's your favorite Starbucks? And Yemi goes, it's this, that, this, that. How much is that, Yemi? It's $13. I'm like, oh my God, Yemi, that's a lot. And how much is your Starbucks drink? $6. Okay, they say that the average Starbucks drink is $6. $6 times 30 days, that's one coffee a day, is 180. That's more than our skincare set that will last you for 5 months. So putting coffee in our bodies aren't good for us. And skincare is sometimes, and for those of you who don't buy skincare, when you go through Starbucks tomorrow, I hope you think of me when you're buying your coffee and you think, oh man, that girl told me I should be using skincare. I hope you feel really guilty. But tonight, let me just tell you how this works, okay? And you guys have fun with this, all right? So if you buy any of our skincare sets up here tonight, the repair or the skincare set or the skincare set, you get any one item down here below for free. Or what the smart people do, if you really want to be super smart, you buy any skincare up here tonight and you get the microderm at half price. You guys, you don't make money, you don't lose money, but it's another item into their household, okay? That's how I close here. That's how I close in Europe. I use this set. That's it. I do not want to complicate. I do not hand out lookbooks. I will text them an e-catalog, but I don't do that because they start looking through there and it's confusing. A confused mind does nothing. How many of you were born back in Let's Make a Deal days? Door number one, door number two, or door number three? They didn't have door number one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, because you get confused. Okay. So you can do this. And I always give prizes. I go, oh my gosh, Mary, you spent 700. Okay. So Mary, let me just tell you all tonight. These are the offers here. There's also a second option you have, and I can work out some payments if you need to. Okay. I don't want you to go home and wish you had it. So I'll be more than happy to do that for you. Um, the second thing you can do is book a party, like Yemi had tonight, a party. So Yemi had a party, and with Yemi's party, with all of you here tonight, she gets $40 in free product that she gets to choose tonight. Or I did give you some information about joining our company. You can actually join Mary Kay and get a huge discount also of 50% if you choose to. So it's really up to you which way you want to go. But I just want to say this is the way that we sell our sets, okay? So I know that Christine has refreshments in the other room. So why don't we just get up, stretch, go walk around a little bit. So funny in Europe, they always say, Janice, we don't have any place else to go. We have small houses. I'm like, I know, we have to figure that out. But so then you could talk to me each individually, okay? But again, it goes back to the very, 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 very beginning, talking about the sets, having the sets with their name on them, okay? Having the proper equipment at your skincare classes for them to have. Maybe somebody was there that night and she was what do we call, the person who was the most interested. And she bought the skincare. And as she's buying the skincare, you're saying to her, you know, Liz, I'm gonna let you take home the skincare tonight, but can I call you tomorrow and tell you about the discount? Because maybe we can work something out that might be better for you. And I'd rather give you the credit back because I really think you'll be doing it. I do not mind losing a sale and getting a really great consultant. That's just me. You can do what you want. You can take the money and then recruit her later. It doesn't matter. Whatever your director says, I'm good with. But I want you to know a lot has to do with what you say in the beginning will determine the end. The more you say about the reality of Starbucks versus skincare, we put coffee and donuts in our body every day, but we don't take care of our face. The reality of this is one Starbucks drink a day. Okay. This here is one Starbucks drink a day. That's what that is. Okay. Um, and so those are some things. Look at, we're right on time here for tonight. I hope I did whatever I was supposed to do tonight. I'm looking at my notes. Yeah, and so adding team members. You know, Mary Kay said at every skincare class there's a team member. There's somebody there. Don't be so like, and so here's what you do the next day, and we'll close with this, and then we'll do our drawings. And we have this recorded, so don't worry. Um, what I would do the next day, and I taught Daniela to do this in Europe. She had 11 people there at a skincare class. The next day, you text everybody and thank them for attending, whether they bought or not. It would be something like, hi, Liz, it's Janice with Mary Kay. Oh my gosh, it was so great to meet you last night. You looked amazing. I loved your foundation. I know you loved it too. And I'm sorry you didn't get any of our skincare. Please let me know if you need me to work out a payment plan for you or if you're interested in anything at all. And by the way, I just went ahead and put down a little video just about our company, just in case you might be interested. And I always attach the confident video that we show before the sharing event after every conversation. You never know who will click that on, and it talks about our company. You guys, if you want to add team members, you need to be thinking like that. Okay? So, and if she bought everything, you say, Charlotte, oh my gosh, you looked amazing. I'm so glad you got the skincare. Please let me know if you have any questions on using it. By the way, you really should think about getting this at a discount going forward. I attached a video below. Just watch it and let me know. Then you go from there. Okay. All right. Whew. Does that help everybody? I'm hoping so. Yemi's like, wait, half that was not in the notes, Janice. I'm going to kill you later. She's laughing at me. I know. Yemi, Yemi's in Los Angeles tonight, and she said, what time is this Pacific time? I'm like 6. She goes, oh, good, I'll be in Los Angeles. She's down there for retreats. All right. Well, let's give away some prizes. Okay, so we have a Michael Kors. I think it's a medium-sized backpack, and then we have either Kate Spade or Michael Kors. So we'll designate the one little backpack person, and we'll do the others. So Carla, oh, let me stop this doggone recording.